Dave's letting loose now. A few drinks down. He's feeling good.
Dave's got this.
Good.
Okay, well, congrats on the film.
Thank you.
I'm curious, have either of you had cubicle life experience? Like, is that something?
No.
I think, I didn't have a cube. Wait, no, it was a desk, but it was kind of like we were side by side. Yeah, I guess that's cubicle. It is very lonely,
It's very lonely.
even when you're next to someone.
I mean, I worked at a doctor's, like, in a doctor's office, or in the reception. It was essentially a cubicle life.
Yeah, it
but I
just
was there with
feels-
other people. There was like one cubicle for 4 people. But never in this setting. It was quite a novelty
Yeah,
to be like, oh,
I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I had stuff they gave us, right? And that's how I typed too.
Well, because filmmaking is sort of like a way to get out of that sort of like office drone drudgery or whatever, and then to go in and make a film, that's sort of interesting in a way. But how did you find your way into Fran? What's about her?
I loved the script, generally. And I found that I understood not the extremes of it, but I very much understand the thing of not feeling totally like you fit in, not feeling like I'm social enough, not feeling like I'm worthy enough. All of those things, not to such an extreme, but in part. And then I just really sympathized with her. So it was, the loneliness was, strong. But also, as we've spoken about, like, we did this during the pandemic, and I mean, I know it's ongoing, but a lot of people were really struggling, so it felt very prescient to that.
What about for you?
I think like the character is a little bit more confident than I am in real life. So I was like, oh, I would like to be like that sometimes. So I was
Robert.
like, yeah, he's a little more like,
Interesting.
I wouldn't do that, some of that stuff, like the way he's, not forward, but it's just he had this confidence where I was like, oh man, this is what it feels like to be confident, talking. Because for me, I have to really get comfortable with the person, but I'm not that I don't do small talk. Small talk actually puts fear in my heart.
Yeah.
Like if someone's, even on an elevator, says something, I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
I'm dying inside.
Yeah.
So
If Robert's able to break Fran down a little bit, make her laugh, is Daisy similar to that? Is Daisy hard to get to laugh? How do you?
I mean, I thought I just was nervous. I was nervous. I was nervous. I was like, oh, can I make her laugh? I think I blocked myself. Like I did. I put that too much weight on myself and stuff because I did want to make her laugh.
Also, I was trying really hard not to laugh, particularly on the walk up the hill. I was like, I am not going to laugh. And then occasionally I did. Yeah.
So it's like a victory I felt like it was a victory if I made her laugh in real life and on the thing and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think also film sets too, you're constantly being put in situations where you're surrounded by new people, strangers who you haven't worked with before. So I'm sure that you could relate to that on some level in a way.
I mean, I find work to be much easier than life.
Yeah.
Like, I would, if I had to go to, like, dinner and sit next to people I didn't know,
Yeah.
I would. But on a film set, we all have something in common. Like, we're all here to talk about something to think about dying. It's like there's a comfort in the common ground.
Yeah.
And I find that social interactions can be difficult if you're like, oh, we're just having a chat.
Yeah, even like when we were filming, I had to go to the grocery store. Even in interaction with the teller, I'd be like even if they started to talk, I'd feel like such anxiety. But on set, I'm like, oh, this is work, and we can relate to that, and it just felt way more comfortable. So I'd rather live in that space as well.
Yeah. Like when the Trader Joe's people like compliment you on what you're buying.
Yeah, they're like.
Although the people in the co-op were so nice.
They were.
They
They're
were
sweet people.
so
Because they kept making
nice.
us trying to they were like donate $1 every day. I'm like, where is this going?
Yeah, we never found out where that money went.
I think
But they were so nice.
I'm curious. I love the cottage cheese, eating cottage cheese alone for dinner, and like, what is the saddest dinner that you guys have eaten alone?
I mean, there's too many. But
The saddest dinner. I mean, the other day I got back from work and I had like, it's not sad, but I had like beans on toast. And it's not sad because I love it as a dish, but there's something about opening a cupboard, being like a fully grown woman and being like, oh, I have nothing. Like, it's not that I chose the beans, it's that the beans chose me. And there was no option. That's what I think when I open the fridge and I'm like, if I went to someone else's house and opened the fridge and saw this, I'd be like, is everything okay?
I mean, like last week, I was walking in New
no.
York and I went into a McDonald's. During the day, which is always creepy to go to a McDonald's midday, and I was sober, and I'm like, I'm drunk, and it was weird. I was like, I can hear everyone talk. I'm like, these are psychotic people, and that was the saddest.
What did you order?
A fish fillet combo. I was eating it next to two cops, two police officers. But you can't, I don't know if you ever tried eating next to cops. You just are intimidated, so your body, like, I just ate like this. I didn't even do anything wrong, but I was like, I can't. They made it so uncomfortable, so sad.
I'm seeing it's the perfect casting though in this,
Yeah.
in this film.
Yeah.
It's the anxieties are all coming out. Rachel couldn't be here obviously,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make you guys embarrass her despite saying what she was like to work with.
She was just
It's her second
wonderful.
feature.
Yeah, she helped me out a lot. I was like super nervous a lot, so she would take me to the side and try to, motivate me and help me. It made me feel calm. So
She really just set a great tone. It felt very comfortable, and then everyone could have a play, but there was enough sort of structure that everyone would have a play, and then she'd be like, okay, let's just do one as scripted. And it never felt too directive. It was just she was sort of guiding us into what it was. But really watching the film, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because of course, so much goes on that we didn't see, that her and Dustin were discussing, like they were shooting before we would get in,
Yeah.
after we would get in. And it was just so intentional. Every single shot, every single piece of the movie. And she wore that very lightly. Like
Yeah.
it never felt like I'm an auteur doing my thing. She was like, yeah, like this is just a great environment, and then she made just such a beautiful film.
I feel like Daisy and Rachel helped me find my marks.
Oh my god, don't. Just after what I just said, and you're talking about finding your mark? Oh my god. He's had a few drinks, and the altitude is...
No, because I remember I couldn't sometimes find my mark. Remember?
How did I help you?
You were like, that's not your mark.
I just told you where to go?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Oh.
Like 3 times. And I was like, oh shit. And then you were doing it like as a joke after, but I was like legit couldn't find my mark at one
Wow.
point.
That's the sort
why
of
I said it
coworker
after,
I
yeah.
am.
It was helpful. That's what I mean. It was like genuinely, I was
Right.
like,
You're Humphrey Bogart and you're Audrey Hepburn and Sabrina. And
Yeah.
that's the dynamic
Yeah.
here. I mean, it's such a good performance, and you get to show a whole new side of yourself, this deadpan sort of like, humor and depth. And I mean, what was that like? Was it freeing just to be in a film like this and a part like this?
It was funny to be in a film where I mainly sat down. I was like, oh, okay. It felt... It's not that it didn't feel different from other things. I just feel like each experience is unique anyway. That it weirdly didn't feel too different, except that it was, I don't know,
Yeah,
It
I
feels
know.
like each thing is so unique. So watching it, I was like, oh, okay. But coming into it, of course, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know how you're going to perform any of it. You just like do your best and see what happens. So yes.
Are there any big things that you're looking for in scripts? I mean, is it sort of? I mean, you just have the world. You have your fame now from that thing we won't talk about, and like.
I mean,
you get to do what you want.
To be honest, I don't feel I have the world. I feel very lucky with the opportunities and stuff, but it's not. I don't know. I feel very lucky each time anything comes along, and the last 3 films have been wildly different that I've done, which is amazing. And I have an amazing agent, and I do have wonderful opportunities. But I just feel like each job is the job. And actually, I read this thing that Mads Mikkelsen said when I was working with him. He said something, and he was like, each job isn't going to be the best job, but each job should be your most important job. And that's what I take into everything. That it has to be the most important thing at that time.
Is this your first Sundance?
That was my first movie.
This is your first movie
Wild.
too.
So it was so beautiful. Everyone was so supportive, and because I had like imposter syndrome, I had a lot of anxiety. I thought I sucked, and it was just like all this internal like battle. And then but everyone was, including Daisy, everyone was just so supportive, and I think it made me just a better performer at the end of it. But the 3 weeks and stuff, that was better than the Mark one.
That was a nice one. Yeah.
This is great. I mean, but yeah, is there anything else you guys want to mention about the film or just the experience?
Well, Daisy, you do have that movie that you're starting. It'd be nice to just mention that.
Oh, hilarious. Yes. I mean, it's hilarious. Yeah. I am starting a movie on Monday.
Oh wow.
Yes. that I had the idea of, and my husband has written, and I'm starring in, of course. And we have an amazing cast, an amazing crew, and it's very exciting. Yes, so we will be shooting for a month, fast, and I mean, sort of like this.
Yeah.
This was also really a good experience in like how to achieve so much with very limited money and very limited time when you're thoughtful and everyone clubs together and it's very intentional. That was my word of the year, intentional, last year, and it's been wonderful. And Magpie is that, so it's very exciting. Totally different thing.
Can you say what you're playing?
I'm playing a woman. I mean, it's a British film. I haven't worked in England for like 4 years. A British film. I play a woman who is sort of pushed very much beyond her limits. Her daughter's cast in a movie, and the father starts chaperoning the daughter to the film set, and he falls in love with the actress that's playing the mother. And it's about perspective and about fantasy versus reality, and there's a delicious twist, and it's a thriller.
Fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.